There are several different ways to create preloaders. One of the most common is to use a 100 frame timeline animation and go to the frame that corresponds to the percent of the movie that is loaded. On the stage, I have a movie clip called prog_MC. If I double click that movie clip, you can see its timeline is a simple 100 frame animation that shows that blue bar going across. You may also notice that on the actions layer, I put a stop action on frame 1. That's so the movie just doesn't play by itself. So let's go to scene 1, and then I have play_MC, that's a play button. And then I have a movie clip called mask_MC. This is actually going to work as an action script mask, which I'll show you how to apply in just a second. Click the first keyframe of the actions layer and open up the actions panel. So I have some code here already, but it should look pretty familiar to you by this point. I'm loading a file, and I have the play buttons, button mode set to true. The file gets loaded whenever you click the play button. Pretty standard stuff. Here's the new line of code. Loader.mask equals mask_MC. That's all you need to do to apply an ActionScript mask. The funny thing is it's almost easier than applying a mask in the timeline. Just use the mask property and set it to a movie clip. So now that we've walked through our code, let's look at adding the event listener for loading the file. I'll add the event listener right under play_MC.addEventListener. So we're going to add an event listener to track the loading file. So we want to see the percentage of the SWF that's loaded and show that inside of prog_MC. So type loader.content loader info. Remember to add event listeners to content loader info, not to loader itself. .add event listener, and the event's going to be progress event, capital P, capital E, .progress in all caps. And then we'll run a function called track progress, capital P. Close out the parentheses and define track progress right below play clicked. So function, track progress, capital P, some parentheses. Inside of the parentheses, type event, progress event, capital P, and capital E. Should be blue. After the parentheses, void, and some curly braces. In the track progress function, create a variable called PER capital L loaded, short for percent loaded. After preloaded, type a colon and declare the data type as a number. Right after that, type space equals space, and then we're going to get the percent loaded by dividing the number of bytes that are loaded by the number of total bytes. We can get all that data from the event property. So type event.bytes loaded divided by, which is a / event.bytes total. Then we need to multiply that value by 100. Wrap that whole expression in parentheses. Don't forget the semicolon at the end. And then right before the first parenthesis, type math, capital M, .round. Don't type an open parenthesis. We only need one. So now I have the percent loaded in this expression here, and it's held inside of the per_loaded variable. So now we'll just send the progress movie clip to the appropriate frame. prog_MC.goTo and with the capital A, stop with the capital S, and in parentheses, pass in per_loaded, capital L. So now I'll test the movie, and then I'll click the play button. You can see that blue bar is loading in the background. Now it went really fast because it's not online. So if you want to mimic the loading, you can test the movie again with the SWF open, and that will launch the simulate download command. And you can click the play button from there to see the progress a little more slowly. Looks like it's working just right. I'll just let it finish and then close the window. So there's our preloader. So remember that you can access all the preload information through the content loader info property. And the event that dispatches every time load progress is made is called progress event.progress.